everyone, how are we today? Just doing a quick all signs reading today. We're going to be looking at your special gifts, your superpowers, if you would like. All right, so these are things that are your strengths, whether you realize that or not, things that you maybe want to start utilizing more, things that you're going to be good at, I will probably do an updated version of this reading again in the future, leaning a little bit more into things like specific, spiritual gifts. But at the moment, we're just going to do a bit of a general one. So it may show, quite a range of things. I'm kind of leaving it a little bit open to the universe as to how it wishes to answer the question, the topic of what are your special gifts. So shout out to Sal0727 who actually suggested this topic. If you do have any suggestions for topics that you would like to see readings on, definitely leave those in the comments. I love to see that sort of stuff, and I'm always wanting to, take your ideas into account, of course. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel as always. Timestamps will be in the description box as well as all my other info. Today we're using the Soul Contract card deck. Okay, I thought this might be a very useful deck for us to use today because, even on the blurb on the back of the deck here, this deck invites you to delve deep into the exploration of your soul contracts, revealing the profound connections between you and the universe. All right, so representing unique soul tasks or missions and offering insights that help you understand your role, purpose, and mission in life. So I thought that would be a very useful deck to be using when it comes to looking at your individual special powers, special gifts that the universe has given you in order to move through this world. Okay, so as always, the other deck I'm using, I have the stained glass lenormand as well. Okay, but as always, starting with Aries and moving our way through. Okay. All right, Aries, your special gifts. The Aries superpowers, please. What is Aries' special gifts? What are the special gifts of our Aries? Okay, some interesting cards for a good start here, Aries. We have let go of the burden. All right, so this card is all about lightening the load, releasing and in spiritual freedom. So one of your special powers here is that you are able to release and let go and surrender to the universe, and that, anything that does not belong to you, you can actually release that from your energy. So take a moment to, stop and think and feel, anything within yourself that would lighten your load to let go of, and what things do need to be released. So this is the kind of energy, Aries, where you probably find it very easy to cut people out of your life when you know that they're not, a good influence in your life, that you probably intuitively do pick up on that quite easily when it comes to people and things in your life, and knowing it's kind of that thing of releasing things that don't suit you, in your individual self. So if you were to, for example, start a job and then, within a couple of days you realize this is not for me, and you would be more than happy to release that and find something that is more suited to you and your personality and your skills. Okay, so you're able to let go of burdens. You're able to, be very spiritually free. You're not feeling the load of demand from, the universe in general, that you have to be like this, you have to do that. You're more free to actually follow your own divine path and be unique and find your own truth, rather than feeling burdened and responsible to stick to somebody else's truth. okay, especially when it comes to things like spiritually and religious beliefs and things like that, that you are free to, you know, enforce your own free will, Aries. And not going to lie, every Aries I know, free will is something that you are very strong in, whether you are aware of that or not, that you are able to really enforce your sense of free will. And if you decide that something, even if it feels like it's destined to be part of your life, if you feel like you don't want that in your life, that you're more than able to exert that release and remove those things from your life, Aries. We also see the Stellar Weaver card coming through here. Like stars intertwined, your choices are shaping the cosmic tapestry of the future. Destiny weaving, starry guidance, and creative web. All right. So this is once again that you're exerting your free will, that you are the one that decides what is actually part of your destiny or not. You're not leaving it up to fate. You're not leaving it up to tradition or your sense of responsibility or duty to, you know, family, society, whatever, that you actually weave your own story. And if you feel like something's not fitting in, once again, we release that. We manifest our own destiny. We don't rely on destiny to, you know, just have its way with us, sort of thing here, Aries. So that's actually much stronger gifts than you realize. The gift of free will is something that, it's kind of the difference between just the phrase that's coming through here is that you hear the phrase, you know, the NPCs. So you're definitely not an NPC. You are a main playable character in this crazy thing called life. You're not allowing, you know, the matrix to tell you what to do. You do what you want to do, and you know, write your own stories in the story of life here, Aries. So it is actually a very strong energy gift of yours. Not everyone can do that. There is quite a lot of NPCs running around out there, you know, the sheeple or whatever. You're not one of those, and you don't need to be. Aries. What are Aries' special gifts? Superpowers. What is Aries' superpowers, please? Aries special gifts. Pretty much exactly what we've already spoken about here, Aries. We do see the cross coming through. So you are the master of your own destiny, that you have faith in yourself and in your own universe that you create. You have, you know, you've built this tapestry of self where your spiritual purpose and your own sense of destiny that you have faith in is of your own creation. So, you know, even if you don't feel as though you do have faith in yourself, that's what this is, that you have faith in your own free will, deciding your destiny, and your own fate is as you make it, not so much as you have to have. Sort of energy here. There's a lot of faith and spiritual energy here for you, Aries. You are, you know, especially with the creative energy of your own spiritual decisions. So you definitely probably are a more spiritual minded person as well. So, and you have a deeper understanding than you may realize of the spiritual side of destiny and fate, so to speak. Okay, we also have the mice coming through, which is very similar to that release energy, that you're able to let go of the past in a way, or navigate the past, you know, especially when it comes to losses that you have suffered. You are someone who has this special gift of actually, quite a lot of you've probably been through a lot in your past, and your past is actually what is empowering you here to, you know, build your future and manifest, you know, that future that you desire for yourself. That you know, yes, it can be a bit of a heavy responsibility, I suppose, to have such a heavy weight of the past upon yourself here. But you are somebody who is very able to remove things that no longer suit you. You're able to deal with loss in a way that you yourself don't even comprehend. That you're able to learn from loss. You're able to learn from the past, and that's probably, you know, a part, because I do pick up on this portion of the collection here where the past is still very heavy on you. And of course, you know, certain losses that you may have suffered are going to weigh very heavily on you. But you may not actually realize that no one else can wear those shoes the way that you wear them, Aries. That that weight would, you know, break someone lesser than your strength and passion towards moving forwards here. So you actually really have a like a strong comprehension of what the past losses have meant for you in the present and the future. So you're able to, you know, remove the sense of loss and turn it into, you know, like a new beginning for yourself, a learning opportunity for yourself, and take what you need from the past and remembrance of those things and all that sort of stuff. The very interesting thing I'm actually picking up here too with that mice card. I love the Shrek movies, right, guys? I do mention them here and there, but we all know the three blind mice, right? And for some reason, it's showing me the ones from the Shrek movies. So there may be something for someone there specific to you have a special gift or superpower specifically related to the Shrek mice, but it's like the three blind mice. All right, so you're able to guide yourself even when you can't see clearly. This is a bit of a convoluted message, Aries. It's about like even when you can't see the situations clearly, you have the faith and the trust that you can find the clear path through it. Okay, I'm also picking up a little bit here with the three. You know, the threefold law of karma is strong for you here, Aries, but also the see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil is coming through as well. Quite often it's shown as like monkeys, but it's coming through as mice for you here, Aries. There's something in amongst all that with the blind, like see no evil kind of thing, that you have this control over the way that you perceive things and the clarity that you utilize in your life as you move forward in life here, Aries. There's something about the way that you see things very clearly, even when you can't see. So even when you can't see things clearly in your conscious mind, your subconscious has a very, you know, it's like your third eye is strong here. Your foresight and your inner clarity, your soul sight is very strong. Even when you can't see clearly in your reality things, that to trust, you know, trust and have faith in your own sense of, you know, what is destined for you yourself, because your subconscious and your soul sees those things very, very clearly. So it's kind of a hidden superpower there as well, Aries. We do also see the park coming through, the garden card coming through here for you, Aries, which is a very social energy. Okay, so even those of you who are very introverted, keep to yourselves, you do actually have the power of social energy, public energy. So for a lot of you, you have the ability to be, you know, very public facing. So, you know, when you're at work and you're needing to put on that work face, you know, you get along with people very easily, those sorts of things. I feel like for a lot of you, Aries, it's kind of, once again, up to you. If you decide, you know, I'm going to be social and social butterfly energy, you can easily adapt to that and do that quite easily. You are seen on a public sphere in a lot better light than you even see yourself on the public sphere. Okay, the social energy there coming through strong. People probably want to be your friend a lot, and, you know, want to get out and about and do things with you and see you often, and, you know, be seen with you, those sorts of things. For a lot of you, there may be, you know, you have a strength in capability to, you know, really be strong in the public eye as well. So like on social media, whether you want to be, you know, like an Instagram model, or you want to be in Hollywood, or whatever that is for you personally, your public persona, your public face, your social realm is very, very strong here. Okay, you have a lot of power in that side of things as well. So even if you don't realize it, and you are very introverted or whatnot, like I said, it's kind of up to you to choose. As soon as you turn that on, bang, you really are very seen, and people react to you in a very positive way in public and socially, as wanting to be your friend kind of thing. So a lot of you Aries, you probably were that kid at school where you found no dramas making friends as a child. A lot of you there, even if you were introverted or the weird kid or whatever, you still probably had a lot more friends than you even realized as well. And especially too, I'm picking up there too, some of you bullying when you were in school, and that's actually a component of that as well, is that because you're more visible, even when you try to hide away, you are more visible. So some of you may have experienced bullying and things like that when you were in school age, but it was because you were more visible. And we all know that as adults, we all sort of seem to understand that a lot of the time bullying with children, it's from some form of jealousy. Okay, so I feel like that's probably what was going on for you, Aries, if you were one of those children that were a little bit picked on when you were young. It was because you were visible. You were very visible. You didn't hide into the shadows, and you stood out, and that creates things like jealousy very easily, or it makes you sort of more visible to be bullied and things like that. So even if you weren't, the popular kid, that's why. It's because of your public fronting energy coming through there. So sometimes these gifts and superpowers can, have these weird little, things that happen because of those gifts. But once again, like I said, I feel like for a lot of you, it's because of jealousy. People see that you've got something that they don't, and, they either try to stomp that down or take that, so it happens quite often with children, unfortunately. But that's what I've got for you today, Aries. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Looking for the superpowers for Taurus. What is Taurus' special gifts? The special gifts of Taurus, please. Taurus. We have the Spirit Circle coming through first for you. Your soul is connected to a circle of spirits. Together you share a mission that unites your hearts across time and space. Energetic connections, shared purposes, and soul circles. So you're someone that's not afraid to teamwork, make the dream work kind of energy. For a lot of you, this is your interconnection to not just the world, not just other people, but to, the world as a whole, like animals, plants. For a lot of you here, Taurus, you may feel you're very interconnected with nature or animals in some kind of a way. And that's coming through strong here, that it's like you build your circle from the power of not just you yourself, but from, teamwork makes the dream work. You're not afraid to rely on the energy of others for support. Even when your brain is like, oh, I don't rely on anyone, you actually are drawing a lot of energy from your interconnection to, the energy grid of the world, which includes animals, includes, things outside of the realm of reality. As well as, everyone alive on the earth. So you have a very strong backing behind yourself because you're interconnected in a very strong way to the world as a whole. Very interesting energy there. I do, a lot of people would not understand that energy, Taurus. But I feel like you guys do. And I feel like as soon as I've sort of talked about that, you know what I'm talking about already. But if you're not really sure, maybe look into something along the lines of, the world energy grid, on a spiritual meaning. I'm not talking about electricity. I'm talking about, soul energy and the interconnectedness of every single soul, that sort of thing. There's a strong connection for you with that. And for some of you, you would be very adept. I'm picking up here with that as well, Taurus, that you yourself would be very adept at things like distance healings and things along those lines. Doing work, spiritual work, if you're involved in any spiritual work at the moment, Taurus, like Reiki or even readings like I'm doing today. It is a little bit different to connect into somebody's energy when they're far away in the world, but you would actually be really, really adept at those, really, really good at those sorts of things. So regardless of what, your specific pursuit is, you're very good at the distance factors, because to you, you're so connected that there is no, there's no stepping stones to reach out to halfway across the world. You're not having to, connect the energy consciously the way that I would if I was doing a reading for somebody overseas. I do need certain things that connect me to that person directly. Whereas for you, it seems to just be like an automatic thing, as though they were standing right in front of you. So you would be very, very good at anything distance when it comes to spiritual work as well. So I know distance Reiki is a thing for a lot of people as well. So, healing from a distance and things like that, without needing to actually touch somebody or anything along those lines, you would be really good at those sorts of things. We do also see the soul guardian coming through here. So you really are a protector as well, Taurus, a protector of the earth, a protector of animal life for a lot of you. Your soul guardian is here to protect and guide you. Trust their presence to strengthen your spirit and lead you. Spiritual protector, personal guidance, inner strength. So I feel like that is you yourself that we're looking at here, Taurus, is that you may be very protected just in general, but you actually have this ability to, protect and guard others on a very spiritual sense as well, that you do, so any pursuits that you want to follow in a spiritual realm that involve protection are going to be very strong for you as well. So, those talking about the long distance protection work type things, if you're into spell work, protection spell work is probably your strongest work there, those sorts of things. Protection of your aura as well. You probably have a very strong aura, and you're able to create a lot of, energy protection around yourself or others as well. Taurus. What is Taurus's superpowers? Taurus, special gifts. Special gifts for our Taurus. I kind of like this. Going back to what we first spoke about there, Taurus, we have the dog coming through for you. So, this is your strength. This is your inner strength coming through again. This is your interconnectedness coming through again, that you are a good friend. You are the friend that everybody wishes that they had. You are loyal. You are dependable. You are supportive, compassionate, understanding. You are the companion that people want walking by their side. The gift of Taurus's friendship is something, unobtainable to a lot of people. People appreciate the way that you are as a friend, and the way that you offer support and guidance and strength and support to the people around you. Okay, we do see a lot of strong energy here for you, Taurus. It's that earth side energy. We also have the mountain coming through here, so you're very stable and secure. You're kind of an immovable force. You quite often hear about the stereotype of Taurus being very stubborn. That same as a mountain, right? A mountain is very stubborn. It's not going to move out of your way just because you want to clear a path. You need to surmount the mountain in order to achieve anything when it comes to a mountain. A very immovable object and a movable force is our Taurus. Very much, this is the Capricorn card as well, Taurus, which does not surprise me to see for you guys with, the very similarities between yourself and Capricorn when it comes to your hard work and those sorts of perseverance and determination, all those sorts of qualities that you hold. People see it as stubbornness, but it's not. It's that you're willing to put in the work to, get what you want and get what you need, that you are perseverant. Sometimes people see that as stubborn, but you're just determined. You're willing to put in the work. You're going to climb that mountain no matter what. You're going to keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. There is no giving up for Taurus. All right. So your determination and tenacity is coming through strongly here, Taurus, that you are the blockage. You don't allow blockages to get in your way. You are the blockage. You are the thing that needs to, it's like, make way, here comes Taurus. I'm going to, even if I have to come and ram this mountain 20 times, I will make sure I get through that mountain. You are one of the only things that can overcome the obstacles and challenges that you're faced with. A lot of people cannot. They do not have the tenacity and, willpower to climb over these mountains, break through these mountains, turn them into dust. Whereas you definitely do. You have that energy within you very strongly. That's a strong gift of yours, is that you can, turn any mountain into, just a tiny little speed bump in your path. And as soon as you put your mind to it, that's not really a problem for Taurus. We do see the clover as well. So you do have the gift of luck on your side as well, Taurus. All right, this is a lovely card to see coming through for you. You're probably someone who finds yourself very lucky in life, even when things are bad. You do have, if you stop and think about your life as a whole, you probably actually have been quite lucky, even if you don't want to admit it. I'm kind of getting a few of you kind of being like, no, but yeah, you have actually lived a very blessed kind of life. And have been very, very lucky, even in the bad stuff. Because I feel like, if you think back to the worst things that have happened in your life, Taurus, think about how much worse they would have been if you were somebody else. If that had happened to anybody else, that would have been like way worse. Way worse. I'm thinking of an example here, Taurus, where you get hit by a car and you broke your leg. For anyone else, that would have been certain death. You just broke a leg and you managed to get out of that car alive. So that to me is lucky as. Very, very lucky. You're also probably someone who does take a lot of chances and they pay off for you as well. That you just seem to have this good luck on your side that, if I jump in the deep end, don't worry, it'll work out one way or another. And I'm willing to take a chance and I'm willing to, try. Is a strong thing about that. That I've got that mountain there as well, so I know that even if I jump in the deep end and I start drowning, I'll keep on trying until I can swim. I'll keep on going until I can swim. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to just drown. I'm going to keep on trying until I've learned how to swim. Taught myself how to swim. So you definitely have a lot of tenacity. Is one of your superpowers for sure, Taurus. I kind of love that for you guys, but. That's what we're seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini. What are the Gemini superpowers? Gemini's special gifts. Gemini's special gifts, please. Whoa. Okay, that's way too many. Gemini's special gifts, please. Seeker of truth. I like it. Seek the answers. You create your own opportunities, Gemini. All answers lie within you. Ask bravely, listen patiently, and the truth will emerge. Exploration, inner wisdom, and truth discovery. This is your superpower for sure, Gemini, that you are a seeker of the truth, that you find opportunities for success in anything that you put your mind to, because you keep on going and you look for the answer to make that work for you. If it's not working for you, you dig deeper until you find the answer. That you seek the answers and that you seek the truth in your life constantly. You don't give up. You don't, if you feel like you got an answer but it's not very clear, you don't give up until you've got the answer that you seek. Like, there's a lot of clarity that you gain in things that and answers that you find as well, that other people may not see things the same way. You really, really do seek the truth, and you make sure you find it as well. It's not that you're just looking for it, you find it, and it creates a lot of opportunities for you in your life, because of the fact that you're not afraid to do the research, and you're not afraid to look deeper at things than what other people might look at. We also see Dance of the Galaxy coming through here, Gemini. Dance with the galaxy's rhythm. Feel the universe's pulse and let it guide your soul's melody. Fluidity, cosmic rhythm, and soulful expression. So, we see the word dance on this card as well. I'm getting a strong pull on not only dancing and physical expression in some way, but also music. Strong for you, strong gifts, strong superpowers. A lot of you probably really are, you probably do know an instrument, or you sing, or you dance, or, you express your body in a physical way somehow, and you find a lot of power in doing that. In this lifetime, that it truly is one of your gifts, Gemini. So, creative pursuits, like on the physical, musical levels, they're greater gifts than you may even credit yourself for. A lot of people with a strong musical gift, or a strong, talent in dance, or whatever it is. I'm picking up martial arts for a couple of you here as well, for some reason. It's a physical expression of some sort coming through here, and it's coming through in a lot of different ways, but it's got to do with, physical expression, and doing that through movement or music, noise and movement, in some way for you here. So even if you think that you're a horrible singer, and that you can't dance or anything like that, there is a lot of power for you in that. Okay, like I'm kind of picking up here, Gemini, that thousands of years ago, Gemini, you would have been the tribal shaman that did the dance to make it rain, or whatever, and you actually had power behind that to do that. Whether you realize it or not, you don't even need to be in tune, right? But you actually have that power within you to express yourself on a physical level. And I am picking up here too that for a couple of you, there might be something to do with sex coming through with the physical expression as well. That it's like something about the way that you move it's a real gift of yours that you may not even realize for a lot of you. Even if you sing off tune, there's something about the way that you sing. It's kind of like you're not singing to make happy the ears around you. You're singing to make happy the ears of the universe, kind of thing, is what I'm getting here. That you're sending your song out into the universe, into space and beyond. And that's where the difference is being made. It doesn't matter whether people right next to you think you sound good or not, whether you think you sound good or not. There's something about the way that you express through noise or movement, that you do actually have a lot of power for yourself within that energy. Okay, so that's a very interesting one, Gemini. Let me know if you yourself, what instrument do you play, Gemini? I think a lot of you have an instrument, yeah? Okay, Gemini. Special gifts and powers of our Geminis. Special gifts, special superpowers for our Geminis. This is a lot. This is a lot. Okay, so we start off with the lilies. Your kindness, your morals are part of your super gifts. Okay, part of your superpowers is actually the kindness that you have in your heart, and that's part of who you are and will always be. And you know that you have certain morals that you live up to in your life within your own self. And it doesn't matter whether they fit into society's judgment of morals. They are yours, and they are who you are, and they are who you will be 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You know that your ethics and your morals are not going to change. We also have the Tower, which shows us, once again, that is a very, very structured energy. That kindness in your soul is actually part of the formation of who you are, the foundation of who you really are and always will be, kind of thing. We do see a lot of mental fortitude coming through here, the ability to be in isolation, which a lot of people do not see that as a gift, but it is for you a gift that you are able to be in isolation and be fine. You have the mental fortitude to do that. A lot of people, get codependent and need other people around them or need other people's help to get through life. You are very solid and stable within yourself in a very structured kind of a way. You have a lot of you there may be something here about structure and tradition, especially when it comes to your own morals, your own ethics. The foundation of your own ethics and morals is the foundation, is the structure to which you abide by, kind of thing. That that's what helps keep you moving through this life, is that you do have a very kind of structured ideals within your own self. For a lot of you, there is a lot of traditional aspects coming through there as well, that you have a strong understanding of tradition and how that impacts your life. And you have the gift of, carrying on tradition for a lot of you here as well, that you're able to carry on traditions that a lot of people sort of may not be able to, but you do have that fortitude to do things that others may not. Okay. We also see the moon coming through for you here as well, Gemini. So you do have a lot of, there is a lot of intuitive power here, okay, that you really should be trusting your intuition. This is magnetic energy, all right, that you are probably somebody that you have had times in your life where you've walked under street lights and every single one you've walked under has gone out as you've walked under them. You feel yourself drawn to certain things, and then it turns out that you feel drawn to turn left today instead of right, and then it turns out your intuition was right, and you just saved yourself an hour's worth of being stuck in traffic because there was an accident if you had have turned right. You are somebody who, you may actually even find yourself affected by metal in some way, because this is my magnetic energy. Okay, the moon energy is very, empowered by the moon, and metal is very, it's a magnetic energy. So certain metals are affected by that energy. All right. So for some of you, you may, I'm just not 100% sure exactly what that means for you. Okay, but you may have a lot of control over metal in some way. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, but the main thing that's coming up here is that for a lot of you, in order to embrace your true power, make sure you're maintaining good metal levels in your body. So things like iron, the iron levels in your body, all right? Make sure that you're maintaining healthy levels of iron in your body, because you may be someone who, those levels may change very rapidly and affect you a lot if they were to. So it's probably very important for you to keep a good eye on the metals within your body. Okay, so the one I know of is iron, right? That's the main metal in bodies, right? In blood or whatever. But it's coming through very strongly that there's something about that there may be something about iron coming through to do with iron in your body. You may be getting too much iron or not enough iron, and to control that actually helps control other aspects of yourself. You're drawing things to you that you don't like. It's like if you have too much iron in your body, it draws poisons to you, as in toxins, as in things not good for your body, right? Pollution to your body, that you maybe don't absorb iron the same way that other people absorb iron into the body. So definitely something to think about for some of you there. I do feel as though that's more just that it may affect you deeply. So it's wanting you to know about that kind of thing there, Gemini. But you do have a stronger control of your emotions than you realize, because your emotions, you probably find that your emotions are a big part of your intuitive awareness. That if you're feeling sad, it probably rains. Your emotions probably run a lot more than you realize, and like the coincidences seem strongly connected to your emotions. Especially when it comes to your intuition. So it's like, if I feel sad about something, then I don't want to go towards that thing. And that's the intuitive right choice for me, is to not go towards that thing. If I feel really excited about something, my intuition is trying to put me towards that thing, So trusting your emotions is, you probably have a good ability to really trust your emotions to guide you in the right direction intuitively as well, Gemini. So that's what we're seeing for you. And especially too with the dancing, the expression and the singing, the emotions that you can release and control through physical expression and singing. Super good energy for you as well, Gemini. There's a lot of superpower there. If you were to go and sing something, if you're singing it emotionally, that's going to be tier level, God level tier. Okay. And like I said, you're singing it out to the universe, to space and beyond. It's not necessarily for the ears of us mere humans. Okay. So that's what we've got for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Cancer. Okay, moving on to Cancer. Cancer, what is Cancer's superpowers? Special gifts of our Cancer, please. What are Cancer's special gifts? Okay, Cancer, your inner guidance coming through first and foremost. Trusting your inner guidance. It is the purest voice of your soul. Intuition, your inner compass, and your spiritual wisdom. So your intuition is obviously very, very strong, but you do have a strong sense of spiritual guidance here as well. So quite a lot of you may be very, very in touch with, things like spirit guides and all that sort of stuff. You may be somebody who has the ability to, speak directly to the universe, like myself, whether it's through a tool like I'm using, like the cards, or whether it's, just that channeling or just that inner knowing of this is what's right, this is what, basically, go this way, do this thing, trust this thing, don't trust that thing. You know, you have a very strong inner guidance system. So you can trust that. Okay, Cancer, that's one of your biggest strengths here. We also see divine embrace coming through. Open yourself to the universe's loving embrace. Let its healing energy restore your spirit and guide you to a place of peace and renewal. Loving embrace, universal acceptance and healing powers. Okay, so definitely see a strong pull on the healing powers, the connection with the divine for you. So your connection to the universe is very, very strong. Trust your intuition when it comes to that, Cancer. But a lot of you probably actually have the power to heal as well, whether you're aware of that or not. Things like Reiki would be really good, you know, adventures for you to do that on a spiritual level. A lot of you may even be involved in careers that are like healing based careers. So like, you know, like nursing or being a doctor and those sorts of things, but also things like, you know, healing souls and healing mental spaces, not just physical body healing. It could also be things, strong connection to, you know, healing people's sense of the divine and their connection to the universe. So a lot of you would do really, really well in, you know, roles where you are taking on a bit of a, you know, a connection role when it comes to spiritual guidance or religious involvement, those sorts of things as well. Your inner guidance is not steering you wrong, so definitely trust that, especially when it's pulling you in the direction of anything that's got to do with healing. Okay, healing mind, body, or soul. You definitely have a lot of strength in the ability to do that. All right, whether it's your own or others. Cancer. What are Cancer's superpowers? Your special gifts, Cancer. I'm also getting like something about teaching, but it's not directly like being a teacher. It's like being that role model. It's like got to do more so with being a role model, sharing yourself and your guidance with others. You know, being like a life advisor kind of thing. Like you know, some of you, it might even be to do with like a fitness coach or something along those lines, where you're an advisor in how to heal or make the most of physical, mental, or spiritual body. Cancer, your spiritual gifts, your special gifts, Cancer. You're probably, I'm also picking up here too, that you're probably also very adept at just knowing which direction you need to go. So you're probably someone, it sounds simple and little, but your inner guidance system is really strong. So it's kind of like you have this map within your head. You're somebody who probably doesn't get lost very often. You know, when you're driving around, you probably have a really good idea of directions, which it sounds simple, but it's there. We also see the cross coming through for you. So once again, your inner guidance, your divine embrace coming through strongly here. Your sense of spiritual control and resilience. Your faith in something greater than yourself. Your faith in yourself. Has the ability to be quite strong, to be a strong gift of yours. Your sense of duty and responsibility quite strong as well, that you feel as though, you know, you have this responsibility to be the best version of yourself that you can be, so that you can provide, you know, that good moral guidance to others, that you can, you know, be a life guide kind of energy for others. All right, so it's kind of like, with great power comes great responsibility. So when people look up to you for guidance, you feel the responsibility to be something that they can look up to. So that mentorship energy coming through once again. We do have the letter coming through. So you have the gift of expression. I'm picking up creative expression here, but I'm also picking up, you know, conflict resolution and expression of that side of things coming through here, because we do have the whip here as well. So this is like an expression of conflict, an expression of tension, and you're very guided towards the things that's not sitting right. There's something wrong here. You can probably pick up on that energy very, very easily, that, oh, there's tension between those two people and whatnot. That there's, oh, a fight's about to break out. Watch out. Watch this, guys. Get your popcorn. Something big is about to happen. You're probably someone who's very adept at negotiating conflicts and things like that as well. Very, very adept at visualizing what is drama and conflict. All right, so you can very easily see, okay, that person is just drama. That person is just trouble. So I don't want to be near them. Or maybe I'm in a drama kind of mood, so maybe I do want to be around that person. But you're probably very adept at sort of just knowing who is and what around you is going to cause drama. You seem to be very conflict aware, and that's your gift. You have the gift of conflict, that you can probably resolve conflicts a lot easier than others can as well, mediate conflict and things like that as well. A lot of you may have expression through paper arts as well. So like writing and drawing and things like that. This can actually be, this is documentation and things like that. So you may be really good at paperwork and things like that as well. But it could also be, anything paper related. So I'm picking up, like expression, like writing news articles, or so writing is coming through strongly, but also illustration and those sorts of things, art type things, that are very paper based, illustration and those sorts of things. You may be very good at it, and it's more than anything, it's expression, right? An expression of words. So whether those words are formed into images or otherwise, you're good at the expression. So it's one of your gifts, I suppose, is that you really are, very good at understanding expression, and communication seems to be quite strong there as well. Okay. I'm also picking up with this one as well, judgmental energy coming through a little bit there as well. This is, this can also be punishment. So that may be one of your gifts that you maybe don't want to be aware of, Cancer, is that you really do understand how to punish people, how to enforce judgment, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like, obviously that's going to create more issues for others than you yourself, but it's something to be aware of as well, that you actually, the punishment from you is more severe than what it might be from others. So your expression of judgmentalness, or punishing someone for their behavior towards you, those sorts of things, it may be a little bit more severe coming from you, as per coming from others as well. So it's coming through though as a power and a gift. So but not all gifts are great ones. All right, so you need to be aware of that one as well. All right, so that's what we're seeing for you today, Cancer. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Leos. Okay, Leo. What is Leo's superpowers? The special gifts of our Leos. Okay, what are Leo's special gifts? Trying to show me the whole deck there, Leo. Ooh. Shards of memory. You never forget, do you, Leo? Wisdom is hidden within the fragments. Reclaim them to unlock deeper understanding. Past life memory, soul reflection, subconscious awakenings. All right, so you understand a lot more than you give yourself credit for. You have a lot of wisdom coming from, past versions of self, your past lives, your soul energy, than you may even sort of consciously be aware of. So, it's kind of this thing where the more that you access your soul and your spiritual energy, the more you kind of gain this memory of how things need to be or how things work, just on a very subconscious level. You have a deeper understanding than other people may get, especially when it comes to past life stuff. I'm also getting things like the Akashic records coming through, but it's like this deeper understanding and recognition of the past. A lot of you getting a lot of deja vu. You probably have quite a lot of deja vu, Leo. And there's also another deja, but it's not vu, it's pre. All right. I feel like you guys probably have that as well. All right. I can't remember the exact word for it, but it's like deja vu, but instead of feeling like I've done this before, it's like a feeling like I'm going to do this. So when you do something, you're like, I feel like I was going to do this already, or like I feel like I'm going to do this again, kind of thing. And it's like this awareness that comes through on a very subconscious level of things that haven't even happened yet. And it feels like deja vu. It's very similar to deja vu. All right. Whereas deja vu is, I feel like I've done this before. This is like, why do I feel like it's very, very similar, because it's like, I feel like I've done this already, but I haven't. Whereas deja vu feels like I have done this before. Does that kind of make sense? There's a slight difference there. Maybe look into that if you felt that, if you know what I'm talking about and you felt that before, because I feel like for a lot of you get these feelings like, I know I'm going to do that. I just don't know, when, and you're feeling it years before it ever happens. You know what I mean? Like you feel like, I feel like I've lived there. I feel like I'm going to live there one day. And, 20 years later, just in the path of your life, you end up moving to that place and then going, oh, and by then you've probably forgotten that you had ever had that feeling that I was going to live there one day. But you do have that precognition kind of energy coming through there as well. So seeing the future a little bit. You may dream about things that haven't happened yet for some of you as well. Because it's very subconscious, that one, I find. It's on a very subconscious level. So you may have dreams that don't really make sense, but in the dream it feels like deja vu. But it's because it hasn't actually happened yet, and you're having you have the deja vu in the dream, because when it finally happens, it gives you deja vu because you've dreamt of this before. Does that make sense? So it's something to do with your soul memory. Your soul memory is quite strong, and you remember a lot more than the standard soul would from the beyond, basically. So you have a greater access to the wealth of knowledge, beyond reality, than the normal people may. All right. So trust that as well, because it offers a lot of wisdom and guidance for you. So it's kind of like, oh, I feel like that's not going to play out well. Trust that feeling, trust that intuition, because for you, it's not just intuition though. It's like, you know exactly what the consequence will be, because you've kind of already lived it already, even when you haven't. So I hope that kind of makes sense, Leo, but I feel like a lot of you are going to understand exactly what I'm talking about, because you have had that feeling before. All right. So we also see the River of Destiny coming through here. Trust the flow of the River of Destiny. It will carry you to your soul's truest desires, flow, adaptation, and soul guidance. So you are actually more adept at going with the flow than you realize, trusting that, that you are just sort of going with the flow a little bit here, that you're adapting. Your adaptation skills are very strong. That change, even though it may be scary sometimes, that you can adapt to it very, very quickly. That things, even when change is scary, that you still manage to adapt to that really, really quickly. And you may not need as much of an adjustment period as other people might with certain things, because you sort of get into the flow of things very, very quickly. especially routine type things. Once a routine is set for you, you work really well in the flow of that. It's not really a settling in period for you. Leo, your special gifts. What are Leo's special gifts, please? We see a lot of good stuff for you here, Leo, not going to lie. We have the fish coming through first. So fulfillment and abundance and wealth, whether that's material wealth or a wealth of the things that you need when you need them. Because you think about that, it's the Bible story, right, where Jesus creates exactly how much fish are needed. You know, he tips out the bucket, and every time someone dips their hand in the bucket, there's a fish for them to eat or whatever. This is your life, that every time you dip your hand in that bucket, exactly what you need is there. So it's kind of this energy of like, it's telling me, hang on, that's not so much right. That example that I just used of Jesus and the fish or whatever, it's actually telling me that's not quite right. It's more like the example of, you know, when people make the wish for every time I put my hand in my pocket, the exact amount of change I need is in there. So like you put your hand in your pocket and, oh, that loaf of bread is $1.30. You put your hand in your pocket and it's exactly $1.30 to pay for your bread. And then next time you go to your pocket, it's like a $500 item sitting in front of you that you need to purchase. Put your hand in your pocket and there's the $500. But it's got to do with need. There's something about need, all right? Because it's not in excess. It's not excess here. It's not talking about excess. It's talking about what you need to survive. So kind of like the Jesus example where, you know, you need a fish and bread to survive, right? So you put your hand in your pocket and look, oh, there's some bread. Oh, look, there's the fish that I need to eat and survive. But it's like it only refills when you actually need it. So when you're hungry, then you can get your hand in that pocket and take out the bread. But if you're going, oh, I just want more bread, give me more bread, give me more bread, it's not there. So it's kind of having an abundance of what you need when you need it. And you have exactly as much as you need. You don't have, it's not necessarily an excess. Unfortunately. Okay, so it's not I put my hand in my pocket and I can pull out $500 every single time. It's no, when I need to spend $500, I can pull out $500 and I can make things work. I have this way of making things work when I need them to work. That things happen when I need them to happen. It's not an excess abundance. Okay, it's exact abundance coming through here. But it's still good though, Leo, because it gives you fulfillment, right? Because every time you put that hand in the pocket going, I need more happiness, put your hand in your pocket and there's exactly the amount of happiness that you need. There's exactly the amount of love that you need. Does that make sense? It's not just money and not just food or whatever. It's everything in your life that you need to survive. You get what you need when you need it. We have the anchor here. So ultimately, you do have a lot of stability around you. You do have this resilience around you, that this dependability energy around you. Once again, that's combining very well with that fish energy of this dependability, that every time I need it, it's there. If I don't need it, it's not there. I obviously don't need it. If it's not there, I don't need it. If it's there, I need it. So you have that reliability of knowing that what I need comes to me. All right, exactly when I need it, it comes to me. I get what I need when I need it. We also see the clover, okay, this is just general good luck on your side, all right? So every time you go to a clover patch, you find the 4-leaf clover exactly when you want to find that 4-leaf clover. But it's luck, you know, that I reached in my pocket and I couldn't find that $1.30. But do you know what? I looked down on the ground and there was $1.30 sitting on the ground. Once again, it's very similar energy. It's that, you know, you're just so in the flow of your own life and soul energy that everything that you need comes to you without much searching, so to speak. You don't have to put in all that much effort to get what you actually need, like the basic tenements of life, food, water, roof over your head, love, understanding, compassion, the basics. All right, we're not talking about an excess of all of a sudden here's $10 million, Leo. We're talking about what you need when you need it. All right, that you have luck on your side. When you need good luck, you've got good luck. All right, so and that's a very interesting energy too, right? Because a lot of people don't understand and realize that they have good luck, but this is kind of the energy here, Leo, of it could have been much worse if you were anybody else. If you didn't have that luck on your side, the situation would have been much worse. All right, so it's like you are in a car crash and you break your leg. Anybody else was in that same accident, they would not have survived. But you managed to get out with just a broken leg, Leo. So therefore, you are the lucky one, right? It may seem like such a small thing, but it's actually a really positive thing. If you stop and pay attention to the luck in your life, it's the only times the bad things have happened is when you have needed those things to happen for some reason or another. All right. Unfortunately, it sucks, but bad things happen for everyone, right? But and we have no control over the level of those things, but there's something that you needed to learn. There's something that some patience that was needed to be had, or, the things that have happened in your life that you're not necessarily happy with. There's a reason behind them all. It's not just insane breaking your leg for no reason every 2 months. You know what I mean? Like there was a reason that you broke your leg, because you needed to be hobbled at that time. You needed to, if you didn't break your leg, you would have gone in that fun run and then been hit by a truck, not just a car. Does that make sense? Like there's actually a method to the madness. There is a greater reason. It's actually lucky that you just broke your leg in that accident, because if you didn't, then you would have, been walking down a different street and been hit by a train and not survived, or whatever. A lot of the time we don't see these things and don't understand that sometimes the things that we go through are actually a kindness in comparison to what we could have been put in. Okay, so that's what we're seeing for you, Leo. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Virgo. Okay. Virgo, looking for your superpowers. All right, Virgo. Special gifts of our Virgos. What are Virgo's special gifts, please? Virgo, your special gifts. Okay. We see the light of truth coming through for you, Virgo. So that's, dispels confusion, offering clarity and insight, following its guidance to uncover deeper wisdoms within yourself. Illumination, revealing wisdom and inner knowing. All right, so that there is this energy within you where you are able to bring light to everything, all situations around you. I do feel as though for a lot of you, this is, the way that you speak to others and the way that you provide support to others, that you provide the kind of guidance and clarity that other people need to understand, their situations and things like that. So the opinions and advice that you offer to others are those of clarity and insight into situations, an alternate perspective, an alternate opinion of what's going on in the situation, to help people understand for themselves, to find within themselves what they need to know about the situation. So you kind of bring this energy to the people around you, which shows them the truth about themselves, and it shows them, it reveals the truth about the situation that they're in, And that is, one of your strongest gifts here, is that you are able to, see things in a different way than other people might be able to see things, and that you're able to actually, share that insight with others. And when you actually put your mind to it, you're able to see those insights and see things very clearly and find that clarity within your own situations as well. So, even when you feel like you don't have clarity in situations, it's kind of that energy of like you can sit down and meditate and find the answers, that you're not someone that you remain unknowing of what the greater meaning is to situations, or the truth of other people in your life. When you actually put your mind to it, that you have this power to, see through to the inner core of a situation and work out, what needs to happen from here, or why that needed to happen, or who that person really is. So you can kind of really trust your inner guidance when it comes to seeing the full truth of a situation, or seeing through things that people try to, shield from. Like if someone's wearing a mask, for example, that you can see through the facade quite easily to the truth of who that person is. All right. So they're trying to put on a front, you straight away cut straight through the crap and see straight through that. We do see the Spirit Circle card for you as well, Virgo. Your soul is connected to a circle of spirits. Together you share a mission that unites your hearts across time and space. Soul circle, energetic connections, and shared purposes. So this is the way that you connect to others in the greater community, within your friends groups, the way that you connect to the world as a whole. All right, so that you are very, very connected on a greater spiritual level than a lot of people understand that they are. So this sort of brings to light the the soul matrix, or the world energy matrix or force, I suppose, where everything is interconnected within souls, within even the souls of plants and animals, and that sort of stuff as well, that you are very connected to the greater world around you, and understanding your place in that as very important as an individual, but also as part of the machine, part of the whole kind of thing, that you are one very important little piece, but you are still part of something bigger than yourself. And you do have a strong connection to others here as well. So, a lot of people definitely do feel very supported by your energy, just in general, that you do sort of interact with people on a level, not even in reality sometimes. The way that your energy mixes and matches with people, and you are just you know who to go to who to offer support to, and who to ask for support from, and those sorts of things. There's this understanding in your subconscious, on your spiritual self, of the interconnectedness between everyone and everything, and you see how the pieces fit together in a way that a lot of people don't understand. All right, so there's something coming through about that there, but we'll have a look with the lenormand as well. Virgo, looking for Virgo's superpowers. What are your special gifts, Virgo? Virgo's special gifts, please. We see the tree of life coming through first and foremost. That's actually your card, Virgo. So you have a very strong sense of self, and the sense of self that creates healing and growth in others. Once again, that light of truth, that beacon of knowledge for others to sort of look at and see. This is how, this is what growth and maturity and wisdom looks like. This is that interconnectedness as well. The roots of the trees all connect to all the other trees in the world. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Like, look it up. There's a thing where trees talk to each other, kind of thing. I can't remember the specifics of that, but it's kind of like, just by being yourself, shield and protect others and give them space to heal and grow within their own self as well. That they see your wisdom, they see, the growth that you've expanded upon in your own life, and the way that you take care of yourself and the people and things that you protect. And they see that, and you're like like you're a shade spot in the desert. You're somewhere that people want to seek shelter under, in the middle of the desert of our lives, kind of thing. That you're a safe spot to put your nest. You're a safe spot in the world. You provide security to the people around you in a way that you just by being yourself. Okay. We do also see the book. So we do see a lot of wisdom here. Both of those cards do talk about wisdom. So we do see that you are, like a beacon of knowledge as well, that you are very wise and people see you as very knowledgeable, whether that's just in, your one specific field of expertise, or, it's also very interesting with the book energy here, because it can refer to the unknown and the mystery of life as well, and the things that people want to learn. So you have this gift of knowledge, basically, and it's coming through in a very, people want to learn more about you. People want to unravel the secrets of you. People, there's a mysterious force about you that people, want to learn about and learn how to exude on their own. So you really are a strong role model energy coming through here. For a lot of you, you may have the gift of education as well. So you may be, very adept at training or teaching others, being a bit of a mentor for others, because people see you as a teacher. They see you as someone who does hold a lot of knowledge, even if that's just life knowledge. Sometimes knowledge isn't the knowledge from books. It's life experience knowledge, and people see you as very wise, beyond yourself as well. So strong energy there. So we do see the letter coming through as well. So, once again, another paper reference. Okay, we have the book is obviously written on paper, and then we see the letter, which is the scroll of knowledge once again as well. So strong knowledge, the truth shall be revealed, kind of energy coming through from you here, Virgo. But this is all communication and expression. All right. So for a lot of you, that knowledge that you're imparting, it may come through in the way that the way that you write, the way that you communicate, the way that you express yourself, that you have a strong gift of expression. So, the way that you express yourself is something that is, useful and brings truth to people, and gives the clarity. You express things in a way that provide clarity and truth to the people around yourself. So for a lot of you, there may be, you may also be very good at paperwork and those sorts of things as well, like sharing news, and those sorts of things, expressing yourself in a written format. But it can be all types of expression. I'm getting more so communication for you here. There's just something about the way that you speak, and people listen, Virgos. So use it wisely, because you do sort of push through to the truth of the matter, just through the way that you express yourself and the way that you live your life, and it reveals a lot in the lives around yours as well. It's actually quite a strong gift there, Virgo. So that's what we see for you. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move over to Libra. Okay, Libra, looking for Libra's superpowers. Okay, what are the Libra superpowers? The special gifts we see in our Libra, please. Ooh, a lot of spiritual energy here, Libra. I always struggle with how to pronounce this word correctly. The Akashic Records card coming through. Akashic That's how I'm going to roll with that, okay? Connect with the Akashic records to uncover the eternal wisdom of your soul. Here lies every answer and the direction that you seek. Soul archives, universal memory, blueprint unlocking. All right, so you are connecting to this library of, this wealth of knowledge from everyone who has ever been and ever will be. The Akashic records is basically it's the library of every single life that has been lived and will be lived. The knowledge that the lessons that have been lived and learnt. All right, so you have a strong access point within yourself to the universal knowledge. All right, so that's actually a very unique gift that you have. Not everyone can connect to that as openly as I feel as that you can, that you have access. It's kind of like you've been handed this library card that allows you access to every single floor, every single book in storage here in this library. Whereas most people, they only get certain access, okay? So, me, for example, I might only get access to, the past lives that I have lived. I might only get access to, things that are relevant to the lessons that I'm currently learning in this life, as a blueprint for me to follow and learn and continue study. So if you consider life as, a study, as a study of lessons to be learned, so that when we do the final testings and, can we pass the tests of this life that this life brings towards us, the record of all those is stored here in the Akashic records. And you have the key to the city here. So you have this deeper understanding of lessons and tests and the way that they play out in your lifetime. So, there's certain things that you understand on a deeper level than what, a normal person might understand. And even if you don't, consciously realize that, you have this blueprint written in your DNA, in your soul DNA, that allows you to process those lessons at a much faster rate and, work through those, and in order to pass the tests that are put in your path in this lifetime. All right. So it's kind of like, if when we're born, our soul, forgets majority of everything from before. It's like a clean slate when we're born into this lifetime. And you actually have this access point where you can, access those things that most of us have forgotten from the universal consciousness. All right. You can access a deeper understanding of the way that spirit works, the way that the universe works, and the way that the universe wants to help us grow and develop throughout our lifetimes. So for a lot of you, you probably actually have the ability to, really, really get in touch with past life stuff as well. So not only for yourself, but for others as well. All right. This is strong past life regression type energy that you can probably access, a lot of past life stuff that other people may not be able to. So that may be an area of study you might want to look into. We do see the Divine Embrace card coming through for you here as well, which is being open to the universe's loving embrace, letting healing energy restore your spirit and guide you to a place of renewal. Loving embrace, universal acceptance and healing powers. So, through these records, these blueprints, you also have a very strong healing energy around you. So you are able to, access healing powers as well. So even just being in your energy may be very, very healing for other people. You may be very adept at things like Reiki. You may be involved in actual health industry where you're taking care of people and people's health, people's physical body, people's mental health, people's soul health. You may be helping people grow and heal themselves in some kind of a way. I feel like a lot of you probably are in some sort of health related industry. I am picking up a little bit here too, because your Akashic Records energy is strong. You may actually be very involved with, birth and death as well. As mental health seems strong as well in your energy there as well. So there may be a lot of lessons that you have access to, when it comes to mental health challenges, but also, the birth of a new soul into the world, the passing of a soul from the world. You may be very interconnected to those energies in your reality. For a lot of you there as well, you might actually work in the health industry as well, but that's something that you may be very adept at, things like, like I said, Reiki, or you may just have a natural inclination to, natural remedies and those sorts of things as well. You may be very capable of those sorts of things, and just that natural intuition to know, oh, that will help me feel better. That will help so-and-so feel better. Drink this tea. That's the good tea for you, for whatever's going on with you health-wise. You may just have a very intuitive nature when it comes to those sorts of things, or telling someone, oh, that perfume's no good for you. That's throwing out your energy. If you want to heal yourself, try this perfume instead, or whatever. You may be very connected to those sorts of energies. Libra, your special powers. Libra's superpowers, please. Your special gifts, Libra. Gift of movement. We see the rider coming through first for you here, which is good news on the way. You do try, this is one of your gifts here as well, is that you do try to come in like a bit of a knight in shining armor, whether it be to, friends, family, loved ones, whatever. You present very knight in shining armor-ish. Like, I want to come in and, be very positive and uplifting and be a good impact in people's lives. All right. This is also the card of like travel. So I do find too that, but this is more so to, pardon me, this cough. The weather here in Australia has been all over the place. So, it's been setting my asthma and whatnot off crazy. We have this card is very close to the Chariot in tarot. So it can refer to vehicles, travel via vehicles. So we see the rider on his horse here. So animals like horses, you may have a strong affinity with. You may, things that move, basically. You may have a very, capable or good luck even with vehicles in some way as well. You keep things moving somehow just by being around them. Your energy somehow is very positive energy to keep things sort of moving forward and riding off into the sunset, so to speak. You probably have very good luck when it comes to engines and horsepower type metaphors coming through there for some reason. We do see good luck in general as well for you, Libra. This is one of the best ones to see today in this reading, that you do have the power of good luck on your side. All right, this is general good luck. So this is like, you're someone that your life, even though, because we do see that with you having the Akashic Records card there, that you probably have been through a lot of trials and tribulations in your life. But when you actually stop and look back through those, you can kind of see that luck was on your side. It's like there was a divine force on your side throughout everything that you've been through. And the example I've been using for this card is, you were in a car accident and you broke your leg. But then when you look back at the situation, you kind of realize, you know what? Anyone else in that same accident, they might not have made that out alive. Yet here I made it out with just a broken leg. So, luck was actually on your side in that sense. You're also someone who is, you do have the ability, the superpower of knowing what risks to take. That even though you may seem impulsive to others sometimes, that that's worth the risk, kind of thing. There's just something about certain risks and, taking a chance on something where it pays off for you, whereas it might have not paid off for somebody else. That it's it's kind of like if you decide to invest in stocks or something along those lines, you generally will probably invest in the right stocks, and as opposed to losing all your money. We do see the house coming through for you as well. So the family and home is a strong gift in your energy as well. That's kind of just wanting to say, safety, security, as in your family, that you're the safe zone. People know that they can express themselves in a safe and secure way with you. That, your close family probably do see you as somebody who's very safe and reliable and comfortable to be around. That they have a comfort in you, and they know it's like my secrets are safe with Libra. Libra's not going to break my confidence. I trust Libra. They can help keep everything together. That Libra is, they can take care of everything that they need to take care of. You're probably a very even if you're a masculine, probably a very matriarchal type energy where you take care of everyone and everything in your little world and make sure everyone's on the right track. You may even have, I do feel for a lot of you, I'm picking up that you may actually, this one might actually work against you sometimes, and you maybe do tend to put other people first a lot, because you're just wanting to take care of everyone and make sure everything's running smoothly. You're taking care of the bills, you're taking care of the people, you're taking care of the emotions, you're taking care of everything, because you're so adept at that. That's a superpower of yours, is that you can take care of all those responsibilities. But sometimes I feel that may be to your own detriment, where you forget to take care of yourself as well, Libra. Okay, so definitely, use those healing powers on yourself. That's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Scorpios. Scorpio, looking for your superpower, Scorpio. What are Scorpio's special gifts, please? Scorpio's special gifts. Looking for those Scorpio's superpowers. This is definitely something I have seen in my Scorpio friends. So shout out to you guys. We have seek the answers coming through first for you here. So you are a truth seeker, Scorpio. All answers lie within you. Ask bravely, listen patiently, and the truth will emerge. Exploration, inner wisdom, and truth discovery. You can see the truth of the matter. Doesn't matter who is trying to tell you what. The truth, you're someone probably lives by the motto, the truth shall set you free, kind of thing. That you are a truth seeker, a truth bringer, a truth revealer of truth. That you see through the facade of others and you see the truth of who they really are, the truth of their heart. I feel more specifically for you here, Scorpio, that you definitely can see the truth of, it's like when you meet someone, you instantly can see the truth of whether they're a good person or not. You can instantly tell if someone is telling you the truth or not. You can instantly tell if something is, going to be good for your life or not. Sometimes we ignore that. Even when we see the truth, we still ignore it. That's fine. We are only human after all. But you kind of did know the truth all along, especially when it comes to, jobs and things like that. I feel like you're someone who can just cut the crap and get straight to the truth of the matter. That you may, start a brand new job and within a day you are like, this isn't going to suit me, and you leave the job because you're like, no, that's not my truth. I need to steer clear from that. That's not going to work for me long term. That it's not truthful. Like I feel like for a lot of you, there is this moral obligation to yourself to live in truth and not hide behind a facade, not hide behind doing something that you don't want to do, which is common for Scorpio just anyway. It's one of the things we love about you, Scorpio. But we also see boundless love, all right, which this is one of the most valuable gifts in the world. But it also, I'm not going to lie, this is one of them things where it's, you know, that saying, you hear people say that God gives his hardest jobs to his best soldiers. This is one of those, okay, where I'm not going to lie, it's hard sometimes when you have this energy, this gift, the gift of love, the gift of heart. Love is an infinite force. Let it nourish your soul and spread it to the world. Unconditional love, soul nourishment, and love's expansion. So you have the ability to bring love wherever you go, to live in love, to create love, to share love, to have this infinite love. And it's something about, you know, the people in your life, like, can't help but love, because you have such a loving energy that even when you try to close off to love, Scorpio, that your heart, it can't stop loving. You don't know how to stop loving. You are just a honestly loving creature, all right? And I know it hurts you sometimes, Scorpio. I know it hurts you sometimes. That to live in the energy of love is not necessarily easy, because, you know, there is so much hate in this world. There is so much fear in this world. Because if there's one thing that can stand against love, it never wins, of course, but it's fear. You know, I've said this before. There's not really such a thing as good versus evil. It's actually love versus fear. All right. And so that's why you encounter a lot of people in your life, Scorpio, that allow their fear to take over, because when they come into your life, you are all love. You are love. And you are the embodiment of love in this world. And some people just, because of, you know, their own wounds, they cannot live in that presence because they have too much darkness, too much fear, that love is scary. And I know that for some of you, this is you too, right? But we see that you're the truth bringer. You're the truth bringer. And you show people the possibility of love. And sometimes it is scary to them. And people, like, react sometimes very, very badly to love because it's uncomfortable when you haven't had it. They don't understand. They don't understand it in the way that you do. A lot of you, I'm not going to lie, a lot of you probably have been searching for a type of love in your life, your whole life. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's romantic love. When I see this sort of energy here, there's usually something that has tried to repress your love energy, usually from a very young age. So I see a lot of people with this energy, this heart energy, this love energy, with traumatic childhoods, with, you know, issues around parental love. A lot of orphans and things like that have this energy and seek love. Not out of trauma or want for love, but out of their own heart. They're trying to find something that matches the amount of love that they hold within themselves. Okay, not everyone comes from heart space, but you do. Even when you try to hide from it, Scorpio. Because that's the other issue here, is that a lot of the time, people that have this boundless love energy, can actually come across as very cold-hearted, very closed off to love, because you've been hurt so many times, because you have such a pure heart that it is easy for those with fear and hate to make you think that you need to close off to that side of yourself. So I'm not going to lie, this is a hard one for you guys, Scorpio. If it helps, I get it, because I'm right there with you. I've always been truth. Seek the truth. The truth is love. Not everyone understands that the way that we do, Scorpio. And a lot of people react badly, very badly to it. It's a hard energy for others to understand and comprehend when they cannot live that themselves, when their heart is not as pure and unconditional when it comes to love. You have a deeper understanding of love than others do. And, love is a multifaceted thing. But yours is very pure and endless. It doesn't stop even when you want it to. Not going to lie. Scorpio, special gifts of our Scorpios. But ultimately it is a gift, Scorpio, believe it or not. As much as I've just sort of talked about how hard it is, ultimately it is a gift. It is your biggest gift that, you know what, not many people can be as pure-hearted. Not many people can hold as much love that you do. Okay? And it is honestly one of the greatest gifts of the universe when you find people that can match that. It does start to show, yourself, how much love you can find for yourself in amongst all that as well. Scorpio, your special gifts. For a lot of you, I kind of feel the need to jump straight to this. We have the coffin and the lilies coming out here, which this is actually telling me that you have the power of death. So that's interesting. The coffin traditionally here is transformation. It's an ending that brings about new beginnings. So you're very adept at ending things and closing the lid on things so that you can transform all that energy into something new. But I do feel like for a lot of you, this is more to do with, the death of something rather than the rebirth, because this is kind of telling me here with the lilies that, like, you're not afraid of death because you know that death is just the beginning. That we have the lilies here, which it talks about old age and things like that, it talks about the end of your life kind of thing. But you're kind of like, there's something here about, there's this understanding, this truth this universal truth that you understand that sometimes death is actually a kindness. And the way that you look at death is from love. Once again, from your love perspective, you can see and understand death in a way that a lot of people don't. Because, a lot of people are scared of death and they don't want to die, and it's scary, and what happens when I die? But your understanding of death seems to be very intuitive and very spiritual, and you understand that death is just the beginning. It's, it's not something to be scared of. It's something to move into with softness, and to, not look forward to, but not be scared of. That this is something that, you know that you will be either reincarnated or that you will become something different. You will move back to energy, that you will, become a higher version of yourself without being trapped in the earthly plane, I suppose, like that you have this love for the universe that you understand that death is just the beginning, that the rebirth of your soul comes on the other side of that. For a lot of you, that you may have actual spiritual gifts when it comes to being able to offer peaceful death, or being able to offer, peace in death. So I'm getting more so peace in death. And what I mean by that is like when you hear about, clairvoyants and mediums, and they're like, it's okay, you can go to the other side, that kind of thing, where you can actually offer peace to people who have passed or are passing, more so after. So it's like a lot of you probably can see or talk to ghosts, to be honest. You may have a lot of medium qualities where the veil between life and death is thinner for you than it might be for others. So you may be able to connect very strongly with, those sorts of things, people after they've died, basically. Very interesting. We do also see the clouds coming through, which is, once again, it's very linked up to this seek the answers card here, which you seek the clarity, you seek the truth. You're able to part the clouds and see beyond confusion. You're able to see through the anxieties and the overthinking and get to the truth behind it all, that you're able to clear confusion. You're able to really, I feel like this is a supportive energy where it's the way that you think about things enables others to, like, around you, to cut through the crap and clear the confusion and see things more clearly, that this is like a supplementary energy, a supplementary gift where it goes around to the people around you, that the way that you think about things, helps people see the truth of the matter, helps people clear the clutter from their brain and see the truth of the matter just as clearly as what you do, and maybe see different perspectives that they had, that they hadn't thought of. You seem to be very strong with the power of thought as well, so you would be very strong at manifestation techniques and anything to do with the power of thought, power of your thoughts. So I'm kind of picking up here on not just manifestations, but like something to do with the placebo effects, that if you believe it, it will happen kind of thing, which is kind of like manifestation. But for some reason it's telling me the placebo effect is you have the gift of offering the placebo effect. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, but that's what it's telling me there, Scorpio. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel. And we will move on over to our Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. Looking for your superpowers, Sagittarius. What are Sagittarius's special gifts? The special gifts of Sagittarius, please. Ooh, Sagittarius, I like this. We have the deep healing card coming through for you. Allowing yourself to heal, it's essential for your soul's growth and renewal. Soul healing, emotional release, and inner restoration. That you can rebuild yourself. It's kind of like bigger, better, faster, stronger. Is that a song? I'm getting that. That's what's coming through. But it's like the emotional release, that through releasing your emotions, it's actually really healing for you. All right. So it's like, I am picking up this random message here, Sagittarius, that if you are someone who associates with witchcraft and spellcraft, you can actually use your own tears in your spellcraft. The emotional release actually creates healing. So it's kind of giving me like mermaid's tears that heal. It's giving me those sorts of references. So if you are someone that is interested in spellcraft, that is actually something that you can do. Your tears can actually help healing. All right, emotional healing, which is so interesting, because I'm not someone that I do not account myself as a witch, or I don't really fiddle with spellcraft other than protection. but you are a healer just through your soul energy. There's a lot of healing that you can offer to people around you, that just being around you helps and enables others to grow and heal themselves. It's like we see the tree in the center, that it's like, but you radiate healing. That the more time that people spend with you, it helps heal them, and helps them remove emotional blockages within their own self. And it's kind of, there's something about, it's reminding me of a time where my Sagittarius friend, when she lived close, we would spend quite a lot of time together, and we had quite a few times where we would have, like a big emotional release together about, different things, or, I would be there to support her when she was having an emotional release, and she would support me through my emotional releases. And there was just something super healing about that. And that's kind of what I'm getting here, is that your supportive energy, when it comes to the way that you help others heal and help others deal with their own emotions, it's like a mirror effect, that the more that you do that for others, the more that people do that for you as well. But you yourself, you're very adept at just doing that in general. For some of you, I am getting strong emotional healing related energy there, and it seems to be mostly emotional related here. So, trauma. You may be actually involved in some way. You may be a mentor for, trauma survivors, or something along those lines. You may be involved in those sorts of jobs for a career where you're helping people heal from trauma, or I'm getting also like addictions and things like that, mental health issues. You may be somewhat related to the health industry in that sense, more so from, healing emotional blockages, or mental issues, is coming through more so than an actual healing. We do also see the lunar protector coming through, which I adore this energy for you. The moon's energy shields you with a protective force. Trust in its guidance to find clarity during times of uncertainty. Lunar energy, protective force, and intuition. The moon is such a strong intuitive energy. It's such a magnetic energy as well. So, you probably find yourself very drawn to the moon cycles without realizing that that's what's happening. All right. That I feel like this is it's kind of asking you to pay attention to that. Rather than wanting to delve into the actual gifts that you have around that, it's wanting you to know that your gifts are stronger at certain moon points, and to start paying attention to those. To start, just paying attention to when is the full moon, when is the new moon, and paying attention to at what point in those cycles is my energy the best? Do I want to spend the most amount of time with others? All those sorts of things, like paying attention to your moods and your emotions, any intuitive things that you're flagging onto throughout the month, and just pay attention to what part of the moon cycle those things are happening for you. And keep a little log of those things, or a little diary or something. Or something I found very useful is actually ChatGPT, to use ChatGPT as like a log of certain things, and then it can actually combine them all very, very quickly for you, and pull out the patterns very easily for you, so you don't have to do the work yourself, to be like, well, that was a new moon, that was a full moon, that was if you keep that log, and ask ChatGPT to log those things, and what transpired when, and keep a log of when the full moons and new moon cycles are, and see what ChatGPT comes up with after a month or two, as to what part of the month was more productive, what part of the month was more intuitive, all those sorts of things, to maybe check your placement with yourself when it comes to the moon. All right. Especially if you're a feminine as well. So if you're someone, maybe going back to your natural cycles, may be really, really good for you, to really embrace that side of things, and to be able to, work from that energy, that you'll find that certain times will actually be much stronger for you, especially intuition based. All right, that especially when it connects to emotion as well, that your emotions are trying to connect to parts of the moon cycle here. So you may notice, it's just asking you to log it all and to start noticing the patterns and how you connect to the moon on your individual level. Sagittarius. There might also be something there about the tides. So tides might affect your moods as well. All right. Sagittarius, your special gifts, your powers. What is Sagittarius's special gifts, please? This is kind of a solid message here. Like a lot of the cards I've been drawing for people with the Lenormand have been individualized messages, but this is a very solid connected message here. Okay, we have the mice coming through first, which is, the past losses that you have suffered. We have the snake, which is like deceptions, betrayals, so losses that have stemmed from being deceived or betrayed, having illusions presented to you, false narratives presented to you here. And then the ship, which is, the journey being undertaken. For some of you, there's a travel thing here as well, that you have the gift of, that it's kind of like you just got the travel bug, that you, the more that you travel, the better that it actually is for your intuition and your energy, just as a side note there. But this is kind of like, it's kind of saying that you have the gift of being able to very clearly see through the illusion of loss, okay, and understand that it's part of the journey, part of the adventure, rather than getting stuck in dwelling in the past. You're able to see through the illusion very quickly, and move forward from the past. And, you're very passionate about moving forward in your life, and not allowing the past to hold you back. And you're very able to, it's kind of like you're able to see through the deceptions, the illusions that the past has tried to say. It's kind of like this energy of, the past is trying to say here, oh, you lost this was taken from you. And then the snake is showing us that is all an illusion, and you're able to see through that very clearly, that I'm not stuck in the past. I'm not, that wasn't actually something that I suffered. I'm not the victim. I'm the survivor of this. And you're able to very easily distinguish, where, yes, you may have made mistakes along the way. There is, where you've betrayed yourself or deceived yourself, but you're able to sort of get back up on that ship and keep on moving forward. You have a very strong inner compass that's guiding you forwards to where you want to go, rather than focusing backwards. Ships can't go backwards, right? You have to actually turn the ship around to go back that other way. You just keep on moving forward, and you keep on, get the wind in your sails, and you don't allow the past to hold you back. So you have a very strong gift there of seeing through. It's kind of feeling like a reminiscing kind of energy, that the more that you look back on things, the more you can see through the illusion of what you thought that it was at the time. So when at the time you might have thought that this was stressful, this was a big loss in your life, but you're able to look back very clearly, and see very clearly that, you deceived yourself into thinking that it was worse than it really was, or the way that you're perceiving it is not, it's not a loss. It's actually, I'm not a victim. I'm actually a survivor. The perception of how you're viewing the past, you're cutting through illusion, and not allowing self-deception to reign. You're like, nope, it's just part of the journey. It was just part of my life. It was just something I had to go through. You know, I've got to just take it as a, you know, with a grain of salt kind of thing, that's something that happened. I'm not going to allow myself to dwell in that and deceive myself and betray myself and betray my future. So I'm going to, you know, just keep on moving, keep on going. So very, very good energy. I like that energy for you, Sagittarius, especially with the lunar protection. You know, the moon is a very strong energy to have on your side. All right. And you have a very strong connection to the moon energy there. So bodes very well for those of you who are into any type of spellcraft there. Okay, but that's what we have for you, Sagittarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, and we will move on over to Capricorn. So make sure you subscribe as well. Okay. Capricorn, looking for your superpower, Capricorn. Capricorn, your special gifts. What are the special gifts of Capricorn? Bridge of Dreams, Capricorn. I really like this energy. Dreams are a bridge to your soul's depths. Cross it to uncover your truest desires and directions. Soul crossing, past future connections, and dream guidance. So Capricorn, a lot of you actually do have the gift of, you know, things like astral traveling, prophetic dreams, all that sort of fun stuff. Your dreamscape, your dream reality is such a strong energy, and you have the ability to manipulate your dreams in some kind of a way, to ask for the dreams. You know, it's your nighttime dreams I'm sort of talking about right now. You have the ability to reshape those and, you know, gain insight from your dreams. You may find that certain dreams feel different, and there's usually a lot of meaning for you there. So looking into the symbology of those dreams when that is the case, you have a very strong connection to your dream world and your dream reality, and it actually is very, very strongly trying to help guide you through your individual life and challenges and, you know, lessons that your soul desires to learn. So a lot of you here do have a lot of abilities on a dream-based level. So, you know, like I said, astral travel and those sorts of things, definitely strong for you, Capricorn. But also, this is, you know, kind of stereotypical Capricorn energy in a few ways as well, because dreams and aspirations in your waking life, your goals, you're able to set solid goals for yourself. You're able to, you know, and not just set those goals for yourself, but create the bridge to achieve those goals for yourself. You're able to, you know, work out, okay, well, if this is my end goal, how do I get there? What steps do I need to take in order to walk the path to achieve these things? You have a strong composition that enables you to actually achieve the things that you set your mind to. So, you know, no matter how small those little goals are that you're setting yourself to, those achievements, you have the ability to achieve them and to meet those expectations for yourself. If anything, Capricorn, you probably are someone who is very much like, you meet those expectations and then you kind of go, well, why stop there? And, you know, you set these expectations for yourself very, very high, but you reach them. And then you don't even stop and recognize the fact that you have reached that goal that you set, because all of a sudden, you know, straight away you're setting the next one even higher and the next one even higher. So, you know, it becomes this, once again, a bridge to the higher aspirations, and you keep on going for bigger and better and more. So you know, I do want to say, Capricorns, make sure you do stop and, you know, give yourself credit for the expectations being met. You don't need to, you know, immediately add higher expectations on top of that. Sometimes it's okay to just sit and accept, oh wow, I actually, you know, have that sense of achievement. You know, allow yourself to feel that sense of achievement. That actually, you know, I feel like a lot of you maybe skip that step, and it is actually an important step to to continuing to build on those goals and expectations, to actually, you know, feel the sense of achievement and recognition of that achievement enables you to then, you know, get to the next one in a much more clearer way, where you're not falling back down and falling back to that level and then sort of holding it against yourself, Capricorn. So I'm picking up on that there, Capricorn, so be aware of that. We do also see let go of the burden. Release what does not belong to you, and your soul will feel lighter and freer. Lighten the load, release, and spiritual freedom. Okay, so this is a very interesting one for you to get, Capricorn, because you are a sign that does feel the burden. Okay, with this energy, you feel the burden, you feel the responsibility, you feel the weight of the world upon your shoulders, kind of thing. Once again, those expectations that you've set for yourself. You know, a lot of the time you're not setting yourself the expectations that you set on others. You're setting them higher on yourself than what you would set them on others. So this is actually kind of wanting you to remember that with the power of carrying those burdens, you also carry the power to release those burdens. All right, that it's kind of asking you to not forget that step as well. Once again, that, you know, there's certain steps that you seem to be jumping past. The step of, you know, stopping and having gratitude for your achievements, and for meeting your own expectations before you raise them again. But you're skipping the step where you realize that you don't have to carry it all, that, you know, you're very capable of, and you have these burdens, you are very aware of that, but that you are able to actually release burden and responsibility as well. You have the power to delegate, Capricorn. I feel like this is delegation being asked for a lot here. Lighten the load, you know, release a little bit of control on those things in order to, you know, make sure you're not taking on board responsibility and burden that is not your own. You feel this heavy burden and responsibility to the world, to the people around you, but remember that to take that step of releasing that which is not your own burden to carry. Because it's very interesting, Capricorn, because it's asking me to let you know that when you're carrying everybody else's burdens and responsibilities, you're actually denying them that sense of achievement for their own self. That, you know, unfortunately, sometimes people need to learn the hard way themselves. You can't, you know, sometimes you can't step in and take control of everything for everyone. Sometimes you do need to lighten that load upon yourself and, you know, delegate that person's ish back to that person. That's their ish to deal with and their ish to sort out, their lessons to learn. You've already learned that lesson. That's why you're trying to help. That's why you're taking it on as a responsibility, because you know that you can do it. You know that you have the strength and the power to carry that burden, but you also have the power to let go of those burdens which do not belong to you. And don't stop somebody else from their own advancement, Capricorn. You know, a lot of people forget that, you know, in helping others, sometimes we're actually not helping as much as we think we are. We're actually stopping them from helping themselves. Okay, so that's coming through there as well, Capricorn. That any responsibility that is not your own to carry, don't be carrying that, Capricorn. Capricorn, what are the superpowers of our Capricorns? Special gifts of Capricorn, please. Seeing a lot of stability here in your energy, Capricorn. Your stable energy, your reliable energy. We have the anchor here, that you are the anchor for a lot of people in their lives. Once again, you're carrying too many burdens here. You're holding people steady throughout the storm, and really you only need to be holding yourself steady throughout the storm. But this is one of the greatest gifts that you do give to others around you, is your support and your reliability and your dependability. People know that they can depend on you, that if their life is an absolute storm, an absolute shitstorm, they know, go to Capricorn. Capricorn can help hold me steady and safe. Simple as that. I suppose it's not wanting to talk more about that. We do see the whip coming through here, Capricorn, which is a very interesting energy. This is a very controlling, dominating, powerful energy in that sense, that you are a hard taskmaster. You are you're the one holding the whip, right? Making sure everyone gets their ish done, pushing, get that done. You are a hard taskmaster, but it all stems from this bridge of dreams, right? Where you set your goals for yourself very, very high, and then you look around and you kind of wonder, I've met my goals. Why aren't you all meeting those same goals? It's because your expectations on yourself are much higher than other people's expectations on themselves, right? So you're sort of saying to yourself, I must excel to top tier level, whereas somebody else's goal might not be that same level of perfection, Capricorn. And you're kind of pushing everyone, and you're a little bit judgmental. There is a little bit of judgmental energy that comes through with that whip card as well, that you're like the judge, the jury, and the executioner. People don't want to disappoint you, Capricorn. They don't want to be in an argument with you, because you always win the argument to start with, Capricorn. That you have the strength of argument on your side, really. The power of contention, the power of conflict. You can handle it. Anything that you can handle it. It's this burden, this responsibility that that whatever comes your way, you can handle it, because you are, reliable and dependable, that any problem, Capricorn can handle it, especially conflict. That's you have the power of conflict on your side. You know how to use conflict to your own advantage as well, which is that something a lot of people don't understand how to do that. Which sometimes it can be a little bit of a grey area, not going to lie, because it can sometimes move into the area of manipulation. Okay, Capricorn, so be careful with that. With great power comes great responsibility. Okay, but you really are the hard taskmaster here, and you're able to whip them into shape, so to speak. You have that power to do that, to whip everyone around you into shape. And it's kind of this energy, Capricorn, where it's like, if I can't whip you into shape, you're not up for the job, and I'll find someone better who is. So, people don't want to, it's very controlling energy, Capricorn. But, because of this, we have the house coming through here. Family is a very strong point. You're very capable of, taking care of business with that house card there. That's safety and security. That's, being able to manage the entire estate, Capricorn. That you're very boss energy with that house there. Very stable energy that, people know that you are reliable once again. With that energy, that you have a very traditional family basis, though there is a strong traditional family energy coming through with that house as well, but it's also a very capable energy. So regardless of your gender, this is a very matriarchal energy, that you're able to take care of everything around the house, kind of thing, that you do all the cooking, you do all the cleaning, you do all the child rearing, you do all the emotional support, you do all the paperwork, you pay all the bills, everything. Okay, you can manage it all. You can delegate it to, well, as we saw, delegation is sometimes a bit difficult, but you organize the handymen, the tradesmen, you do all the outsourcing. You take care of everything for everyone, Capricorn. And that's once again what I was mentioning with that letting go of the burden, that sometimes you do need to allow others to step up to the job as well. You do need to let go of some of those burdens sometimes as well, Capricorn, and allow others to, fulfill their own roles and fight their own battles and win their own wars and whatnot. You need to back off a little bit on the controlling energy, but in a very positive way. It's a very, it's a big gift that you offer. You create home for everyone. Everyone feels safe and secure with you, Capricorn. They know that you can take care of them. You don't have to, but they know that you can. All right, so just make sure we're not erring into the side where it's no longer a gift that you're offering. Okay, Capricorn, because that's when it becomes a burden on you. All right, doesn't matter how good you are at doing all these things and taking care of everything. Who's going to take care of you? I know you're doing it as well, Capricorn, but you know, everyone, if you're doing that for everyone else, why is no one doing that for you? So allow others to do things for you a little bit more, Capricorn. I feel it's just a bit of a side note coming through there. Okay, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, what is your superpower? We're looking for the special gifts of the Aquarians. The special gifts of our Aquarius. We see the boundless love energy coming through for you, Aquarius. So everything you do with love, whether you want to admit it or not. Love is the center point of your life. Once again, even if you don't want to admit it. When I say love, I don't necessarily mean romantic love at all. It's all, you know, it's kind of that energy I'm getting for you here, Aquarius. It's like if you were to go and start a brand new job and you're like, I don't actually love this, you're not going to do it. You're not the sort of person that's going to stay in a job that you hate. You are someone that you're like, as long as I can find something about this job that I love doing that, or I love being around these people, or whatever it is for you, I love the schedule or whatever, I love the money, you're not going to do it without love. If there's nothing for you to love about that job, you're not going to do it. You're not going to involve yourself in things that you cannot hold in your heart space. All right? Even if it's a logical decision to do that thing, you're still not going to do it if your heart's not in it, kind of thing. Love is an infinite force. Let it nourish your soul and spread it to the world. Unconditional love, soul nourishment, and love's expansion. So there's also a gift here, Aquarius, about just being in your energy enables others to open their own hearts and expand their concept of love, the view that they have of love. I feel like this happens for a lot of you more so. You know, you're the sort of person that people see you in that example of, oh, I don't love this job, so I'm not going to stand up and continue doing this job. And people see that, and just by being in the energy of you doing that and standing up for yourself in that energy, it's like, it makes people start to think and expand their concept of like, you know what? I don't love this job. Why am I doing this? And it makes them question themselves. And then next thing you know, they leave the job too. So you're probably someone who, you know, can inspire that love energy in others very easily without even realizing it. You know, it's a kind of a flow-on effect. We also see the shift in perspective. So, you know, very similar to what I just said, like you shift people's perspective and make them understand their concept of love is different. You're just shifting people's perspective in general here as well. View life from a higher perspective to discover hidden harmony and meaning. So you're enabling others to see the hidden aspects of life that they maybe hadn't even considered. That, you know, especially too with, you know, we do all know the stereotype of Aquarius. You're the space cadets, right, of the zodiac. You're wild and free, you know, and you actually allow others to view life in a different way just by knowing you and being around you. They start to understand that, you know what, life isn't just all about work. Why am I holding myself to a job that I hate? You know, maybe I should be more like Aquarius and just, who cares about the money? I'm just going to have fun with my life and enjoy my life. I'm sure something will work out. You know, they see that it's kind of like a role model without you even realizing it. People observe the way that you interact with the world, and it really is, you know, it changes their perspective on the way that they look at the world, and they seek harmony and purpose and love more so than what they would have without your influence. It does talk about spiritual elevation, expansive vision, and consciousness expansion. So, it allows people to open their mind basically and see things in a way more clearly than they have seen them before. All right, so definitely a strong gift there as well to open the mind of others around you. Your special gifts, Aquarius. The special gifts of our Aquarians, please. Transformative energy. We have the coffin coming through first and foremost. This is death and rebirth. This is an ending is just a new beginning. The way that you view the world, your perspective on the world, it's everything is transformative energy. It's alchemizing energy. It's not that's the be all and end all. That's that's the only answer. No, okay. Well, maybe if that's not the answer, then maybe we'll find a new answer from closing that answer off. It's kind of that energy of like. I'm picking up it's weird. I'm getting here, when you're doing like a multiple choice test, and if you don't know the answer, the first thing you should do is cross out the ones that you know for sure are not the answer. So then, if instead of 6 answers in the multiple choice, you then have only 2 choices because oh, that's definitely not the right answer. Oh, that one's definitely not the right answer. And you cross out 4 that for sure that's wrong. So that's the end. You close those out, and that then enables you to more clearly see the new beginnings, the transformative energy, that the new the new conscious answer. The way that it's coming through is very weird. But it's like, and then you only have, instead of 6 answers to choose from, it's not, a 1 in 6 chance, it's a 1 in 2. Like it's a 50-50 chance then when you're taking your guess, when it's a multiple choice test. So you're very, very adept at alchemizing things and seeing things not for what they are, but for what they are not. Okay, so that, like I said, it's coming through really weird, and that's how it's coming through. You're seeing things for how they are, which is the opportunity for a new beginning, a rebirth, rather than what they are no longer, which is the ending, the closing out, the death. It's no longer a death. It's a chance for a new beginning, a rebirth. I hope that makes sense, Aquarius. It's coming through in a really weird way, and that's the best way I can explain what I'm getting. We do have the house energy coming through as well. So in amongst all of the Aquarius craziness, you offer safety and security and a very traditional values home energy to others, which is very interesting. For a lot of you, you may actually have special gifts when it comes to housing, whether that be building housing or, some sort of transformation housing. Like I'm getting like some sort of building type thing, construction type thing, or, renovating or redoing or, redecorating or something along those lines, or even, selling houses or real estate or something like that. So there may be something actually to do with, actual property coming through for you as a strong gift in your energy as well. But we also see this, the child. Okay, so this is your playful, fun nature that people love and adore about you, that everything is an adventure. And, sometimes you might think you're being immature or naive about things, or, a little bit too innocent-minded or hopeful about things. But people see the way that you interact with the world and see the sense of wonder that you provide, the sense of adventure that your energy brings to the world, and the way that you're, wanting to learn and interact about everything, and how does that work, and what does this do, and when I grow up I can be a spaceman, whatever, I want to be an astronaut. it's like this childlike sense of wonder that is one of your main gifts to the world. And a lot of you maybe don't realize how much that actually does mean to people around you, the way that you view the world, your perspective, and helps shift other people's perspectives. And it's all coming from like just this kind of innocent love for life within you. Like even in the moments where you literally don't want to live, Aquarius, you have this zest for life. Even, like I said, even if you're suffering severe depression or something, you still have this way of interacting with the world around you and people around you that possesses such a wonder, in the world. So very, very strong gifts of yours there, Aquarius. But that's what we're seeing for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Pisces. Okay, Pisces, looking for the superpowers of our Pisces. For some reason I want to say Pisces Nation. Pisces Nation. Taking over the world, Pisces. Then I'm getting that Pinky in the Brain. Does anyone remember that Pinky in the Brain? And it's like, what are we going to do today, brain? Just like every other day, today we're gonna take over the world. I can't remember the exact quote there, but it's something like that. So, and what are we gonna do today? Take over the world, like every day or something, Same thing we do every day. Take over the world. I should know that quote because I do have that song, like the theme song on my playlist, because I used to love that show when I was a kid. Okay, Pisces. I knew something was about to pop for you then. Pisces. Special gifts of our Pisces, please. I think that's why I was getting the Pinky in the Brain reference, actually. It's got to do with this card, the Stellar Weaver. This is like giving spider energy, creation energy. All right, like, look at that. I'm wearing my spider earrings as well. Spiders are actually, in symbology, they're actually a very strong, positive energy. I know a lot of people are scared of spiders and whatnot. Like, calm down. I live in Australia. They're not that bad, okay? Trust me. I literally had a huntsman this big in my house, and he was totally chill. Like stars intertwined, your choices are shaping the cosmic tapestry of the future. Destiny weaving, starry guidance, creative web. See, there you go, creative web. It's the web that you weave, right? So it's like, because think about dream catchers, Pisces, and obviously dream catchers are based on the spider web, right? And there's weaving involved in that, and it's like this rich tapestry that actually protects you and cleanses your dreams and whatnot. And that's kind of the energy that you provide into the world. Is you have this gift of being able to create things around you and in your world in a way that other people cannot. And so I feel like it's got to do with your speciality, all right? Because each and every one of you have a different speciality. It's like, it's giving like different, like I'm getting like lots of spider references here, Pisces. So it's giving, how like there is not just one type of spider. There is like multiple types of spiders. There's like, and they all weave different types of webs for different purposes. So you might be like a garden orb spider. The next Pisces might be a huntsman spider that doesn't even make webs. The next one might be like, a tarantula. the next spider might be, you know, like a jumping spider. Oh my gosh, they're so cute, by the way. Random. But like your individual web that you weave and the way that you interconnect with others around you and weave into other people's lives and are linked in with others and yourself. I blame Aquarius, all right? They started getting messages that were coming through in a really haphazard, weird, sporadic kind of way, and it's continuing on here with you. It's like everything that you do in your life is interconnected to, you know, other people in your life without you even realizing it, and links that you make. So it's like for example, if you meet someone, right, and then just in the you knowing that person, they then find this opportunity that if they have never have met you, they would not have run into that opportunity. And it may have nothing to do with you, but it's like this spiritual interconnectedness that just having you in their energy, it then enables them to, you know, connect to this other thing. And you do this without even realizing it. Pisces, I think a lot of you've probably noticed that people that you know just randomly end up knowing people that you know, right? And you'll have like, you'll be with a friend and you'll be like just walking down the street with your friend, and then you run into someone else that you know, and then it turns out that the friend that you're with knows them too, but you never introduced them. They know each other from somewhere else completely. And it's like this, it's because of your influence. It's very interesting. And you don't even realize this, I don't think, Pisces. But, you know, a lot of you are into very creative pursuits, and that's really good for your energy. That is actually a strong gift of yours, Pisces, that the more creative that you are with, once again, your speciality. So your speciality might be providing laughter. Your speciality might be the job that you do. Your speciality might be being kind to the people that are in your life, baking cakes for people. You know, whatever your individual qualities are that you share with people. Maybe you're a good communicator or a good listener. Those qualities, the more creative that you are with the way that you do that, the more this tapestry builds and builds and builds, and the more positive energy you're putting into the world in general, and you're putting into the people that you care about, and they start receiving more just by being interconnected with that. So I know that that's a very convoluted way of saying all that, Pisces, but, you know, I've got to take the messages how they come sometimes. But we do see the Divine Embrace card coming through for you as well. Opening yourself to the universe's loving embrace. Let its healing energy restore your spirit and guide you to a place of peace and renewal. Loving embrace, universal acceptance and healing power. So this is a healing energy card. All right, so you have a strong healing energy around you that, you know, for a lot of you, you may actually be in healing jobs, like jobs connected to the health industry or healing in some kind of way, healing mind, body, soul. So you might be a fitness trainer. You might be a mental health worker of some capacity. You maybe work at a hospital as a nurse. You may, you know, for the physical body, you may help people with emotional regulation. You may heal people in some kind of way. You may be related to health and those sorts of services in some kind of a way. Mind, body, or soul. So you may actually, you know, help people heal spiritual connection, religious connection within themselves, those sorts of things. You may be very into different types of spiritual healing. That may be something that you want to look into, whether it be Reiki, whether it be, you know, healing through herbs or oils or aromatherapy, and, you know, all those sorts of things. Anything to do with healing mind, body, soul is going to be really, really positive because you have a strong gift in that area. Okay. Pisces, your superpowers. What are Pisces' special gifts? Look how long this reading has ended up. Obviously, this needed to come out for everyone today. I honestly thought I was going to be doing, you know, an hour video. We have the book coming through first. This is like you're a mystery to be unwrapped. There's a lot of gift that you offer to people in mystery, in the unknown, embracing the unknown. That I don't understand how things work, but do you know what? It works. Once again, it's that interconnectedness that I don't understand how you two know each other, but cool. Let's all go and get a coffee. There's this willingness to embrace and to learn that's coming through. That is a strong gift of yours here, Pisces. The willingness to help others learn and grow and heal. Once again, very healing energy as well. But it's like something there to do about, you know, the unknown and being able to embrace the unknown factors. And, you know, maybe you are perceived as a little bit mysterious by others. But that's actually part of your gifts, is that, you know, like a spider, sometimes you are camouflaged. Sometimes you don't appear to be what you actually are, you know, that you maybe appear to be this scary spider, but in reality, you're just this tiny little creature that's just trying to live and, you know, build its little web and whatnot. So there's something there about the mystery of you is, you know, the unknown of you is part of your gifts here as well. That you're not, you know, it's very, very don't judge a book by its cover, Pisces. You're very muchly don't judge a book by its cover. That's part of your gift, is that, you know, people might look at you and not see the full extent of who you are. And that's, you know, there's a part of you that needs to stay hidden, I think. It's like camouflage, right? That you don't want people to see that, because you would stand out too much if people could see your truth and your inner light. You would stand out too much and people would want too much from you, because you've got so much to offer. We see the ring coming through for you here as well. Have the gift of cycle breaker, breaking cycles, breaking patterns. You're able to break patterns, Pisces. For some of you, I'm picking up like matchmaker energy as well. The ring is, you know, like relationship card as well. But so some of you may actually be really good matchmakers, even just on a casual level. Like you may know exactly what friend to introduce to what other friend, because, oh, these two will get along really well. You may actually set people up on dates and be really good at it. You set up good relationships. You are a cycle breaker, though. That's your true strength and power here, is that you have the power to break cycles. So I'm getting like strong ancestral patterns and family cycles that you're able to be the breaker of. That if there's a tradition in your family, in your ancestry, that is not for the positive, that you can easily come along and break that without it being too much drama for you. You actually have the gift of being able to do that, where everyone sort of stays on course. You're able to break through the loop, you know, break people out of the loop. That you're noticing someone's getting stuck in a pattern, you're actually able to come in and break that pattern for them, help them break that pattern. A lot of you, you know, especially with the healing energy there as well, a lot of you would do really, really well in addiction services. So if you are looking for different types of jobs that you might be good at, addiction services would actually be a really good line of work for you to work in, because you can actually really help people break that cycle. Yeah. and breaking and just general breaking cycles. You know, like if someone's coming from a bad family history, bad family dynamics where, you know, everyone in the family has grown up doing this and being like this, and, you know, the next generation needs to, you know, do better than that. You can actually come in and step in and help the next generation do better and do better for themselves than their previous. We do also see the birds coming through for you. So you've got the gift of the gab, so to speak, conversational skills on point. You know, you're a bit gossipy, not going to lie, but you're able to do it in a way that's not drama. You know, it's just excitement and chatter. You're able to build up a lot of excitement in others. You have the gift of, you know, offering some sort of excitement to people's lives, whether it be through, you know, just being able to have a good old chat, or whether it's through, you know, knowing how to throw a really good surprise party, or, you know, you're probably someone that talks on the phone, or is able to talk on the phone for hours on end, which, do you know what? All the Pisces I know, even the introverted Pisces, hours and hours on the phone with them, hours and hours. Not going to lie. I've had 3-hour conversations on the phone with my introverted Pisces friend. There you go. I have had long phone calls, you know, hour-long phone calls with my extroverted Pisces friend as well. So it's Pisces, you guys are good talkers, all right? Even if you're introverted, you have the potential there to, you know, keep someone interested on a phone call for 3 hours, all right? Still have things to talk about, gossip to talk about, you know, whatever, chatter, just chatter, random chatter. You have the gift of the gab, okay? I don't know, is that a saying elsewhere in the world, or is that just an Aussie thing? The gift of the gab, the gift of the mouth, you know, gab, 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 gab. Should call it the blah present. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit like that myself. I talk a lot too. Don't worry, Pisces. You probably talk to yourself as well, Pisces, but it's actually a good form of expression for your energy. Okay, healing. Okay, talk it out. But that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe. And, you know, like I said at the beginning, this video topic was suggested by one of the subscribers, Sal0727. So if you have a topic that you would like me to do a reading on, make sure you leave me a comment and let me know your ideas, and I would be more than happy to take that on board. Hopefully not for such a long video. This one, even though I can talk for a long time, I am losing my voice this week, so it's a bit rough, all right? But I'll see you all again soon.